Welcome back here on Friday Sports. My name is Andrew Hernandez, and today we're back with the early football predictions. Well, I've been doing it back in March, but I took a little break from it. So technically, I will be doing this, a lot as well through probably maybe the next couple of weeks and getting into the summer as well before the actual football season starts. So whoops. Something happened with my camera. Alright, this is good. So, normally these previews, early previews, whatever I call it, they mean nothing. They mean nothing. So that's what they mean. They mean nothing. That have to be played on the field yet. The actual team previews that I will do don't come out till August. Because some of these for stats from last season, because we don't know who's on the roster yet and all that as well. So this one we're doing Dixon. My last one I did Sterling, but this time we do Dixon as well. And there were some names, the last video I did it Sterling. So we don't know who's on the roster. We don't know what the roster is going to look like for each team, or previews for all that, but time will tell. We'll see. So this one we do the Dukes. The Dukes came off an 8-1 season in the regular season. They finished second overall in the Big Northern Conference. They went 9-2, also making it into the playoffs before losing in the second round. Last year in the playoffs, Dixon beat Plano in the first round, giving it its first Dixon's playoff win since 2017. As well, since 2017, from 2017 to 2022, the Dukes have been knocked out of the first round. So in 2019 and 2018, I believe they were knocked out by Stillman Valley. Another conference member, 2021, they were knocked out in the playoffs in the first round by Chicago Phillips. And also were knocked out by Rochelle in overtime back in 2022 before 2023, before winning a playoff game against the Plano Reapers. All right, this year the Dukes will kick off week 1 at home against Stillman Valley. So we'll be featuring Dixon almost 3 times this year, next season, for football. We'll feature them week 2 at AC Bowders when they take on Oregon, week 3 from Hendersonville and Rock Falls when they take on the Rockets, then possibly week 8 when they back at AC Bowders when they take on Byron as well. And possibly the Big Northern Conference Championship. And probably one of the Rockford Region's game of the week that they're probably going to say that's going to be one of the biggest games in the Big Northern. Unless if they do hype it up from last year. All right, so for the Dukes, so on the offensive side, I kind of got the offensive side, but I forgot to do more of it. So last year leading them for receiving was Colin Shaner with the 16.0. Second was Colin Scott. And then for rushing was Tyler Shaner and Aiden Weisman. So possibly for the season for the Dukes, if they're going to try to get back to what they were last season. So one of them they'll probably have to replace is a quarterback as well. The Dukes will highly have to replace Tyler Shaner as well after graduation. Well, yesterday we were covering the Dixon Dukes as they took on the Rock Falls Rockets for baseball. If you want to go check out that video, go check it out on my channel right now, right after this video, if you missed out on that game as well. So my projections for Dixon would probably be either 8-1 or 9-0, undefeated, going undefeated in the conference. I know a lot of people are probably going to have them 8-1 because they're probably going to be like, they're going to get through Byron. Byron's probably going to win it all again. But we never know because sometimes there's going to be teams that can upset them. And probably they don't play Byron until week 8. So that's for Dixon. And then week 2, they had a close call last year, week 2 against Oregon. So Oregon, another really good team that we're probably going to get this season. So there's going to be a lot of good ones out of the Big Northern Conference because I think my projection is going to be Byron to win the conference and Dixon in top 2. unless Oregon and North Boone shocks anybody. Because those are two teams that shocked everyone last year in the conference was North Boone. Because they were... So, last year's playoff qualifiers in the BNC was Dixon, you have Byron, North Boone, Winnebago. Oh, not Winnebago. Why did I say Winnebago? They didn't make it. Oregon, Stone Valley, and Rockford Lutheran as well that qualified into the playoffs, I believe, as well. So I don't know, like, who's getting moved down or moved up because I don't know. Because I don't know if they're going to move Byron up to 4A or move up some teams as well. So week 2, week 8, or probably, like, I know week 8 is going to be a big one because it's Dixon and Byron. And it's for the Big Northern Conference title. Or maybe for the Big Northern Conference title. I'm not going to call it out right now. As well, so for 4A, they're probably going to be in the top ones in 4A right now. But I did put something out saying that Dixon's one of the top teams in the Big Northern Conference. So if you look at last year's playoffs, I'm going to look at last year's Class 4A playoffs from last season. Oops, what I want. So if you look from the bracket last year, Rochester was the championship, and St. Louis out of Burbank that Dixon lost to went all the way. They made it. They made it all the way to the state championship game before losing to the Rochester Rockets. So St. Lawrence out of Burbank, they're probably going to be a top team this season coming up. Next season's IC Catholic Prep out of Elmhurst. They're probably a top team coming in. They were moved up from 3A as well. Boylan Catholic, who they also beated in the playoffs as well. They were 5A, but they got moved down. Phillips, I believe, they were moved down from 5A to 4A. They also beat Geneseo. Then St. Pryor out of Harlingen Heights, they were moved down from 5A and 4A as well. So probably St. Lawrence is probably going to be a team Dixon probably has to watch out for if they do make it far in the playoffs as well. So those are some teams that you're probably going to watch out for. Wheaton Academy as well. Sandwich, they made all the way to the quarterfinals, but it depends how good of a team does. So I'm going to end the video right now, so make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and thank you for watching.